This is your WCIA 3 forecast first.
Hey, good evening to you. Thanks for staying up here with us tonight as we talk a little weather. Calm evening out there. Typical summer-like night across central Illinois. But those smoky and hazy skies, we've had those out there today. We're going to talk in greater detail about that coming up here in a little bit. Show you some video that we have from today as well from our Sky 3 drone. 73 still here, 10 o'clock at night. Pretty warm. Commute tomorrow looks okay. Another hazy day with temperatures in the mid-80s. The weekend, though, it's about to get really hot. That summer-like heat returning along with some rain. We'll show it to you coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
An intersection off of one interstate has village leaders concerned what they want done to prevent accidents. And imagine having a parking lot but no way to get out of it. Why, that's exactly what people in one apartment complex are dealing with. And high school football is a big part of many communities, but some are concerned about whether Friday night lights will be shining at one town.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
Thankfully, there's been no fatalities, but there's been a lot of near misses.
And that's why village leaders are pushing to improve one intersection. Good evening, I'm Brace Beeman. Jessica is off tonight. The village of Tilton is trying to make major upgrades to one of its most important intersections. They're trying to extend the ramps for the I-74 exits into G Street, the main road to access the town. WCIA 3's Jared Farmer is here. Jared, village leaders are saying those ramps are dangerous to exit off of for some cars.
And that's especially for SUVs and semi-trucks, Bryce. The extensions would give cars more time to safely come to a stop. And leaders are saying it's an opportunity for economic development. Tonight, the village board met with community members to talk about how they're paying for it all.
The westbound off-ramp is very dangerous. We can go out there now and look at the 6 sets of skid marks from semis trying not to hit other cars.
There hasn't been a deadly accident along that ramp, but village leaders aren't taking any chances or waiting any longer.
What we need to do is lengthen the ramps to be able to have stop signs there.
The G Street project will cost the city $8 million to complete. Alex Kiedis has been helping the village apply for the grants needed to fund the project. Upgrades would go towards installing new stop signs, extending the east and westbound ramps into town, and increasing the height of the clearance bridge for larger trucks to pass through. Some of that money is also being used for infrastructure. For example, alongside the westbound ramp,
we have a truck stop that's going to start construction in a couple of months. And that's going to be on 8 acres. It's going to have 250 semis and 1,000 cars a day.
Kiedis says that stop would generate nearly $28 million a year and bring sustainable job opportunities into town. The problem for Tilton now is finding the funds to cover an $8 million expense. The village has applied for several state and federal grants for the project and are hoping the State Department of Transportation will step in to alleviate some of those costs. Village are hoping to have enough funds to move forward with the project next July. Back to you, Bryce.
All right, Jared, thank you. People at one apartment complex have a parking lot for their cars, but the problem is they don't have a driveway to get out. 2 buildings on Karen Court used to share a driveway until the landlord, for one, put up a curb, blocking off access. We spoke with both landlords. Neither wanted to go on camera, but the affected tenants say they want something done.
Right now, it seems as though he's just throwing a tantrum all over this neighborhood because one person didn't give him what he wanted.
Tenants in Champaign are upset after a curb was installed behind their cars. Denise Robinson says her car was damaged during the process, and the cars had to be lifted out of the parking lot because the curb was so high.
Unbelievable. I was like, what the heck? I have to be at a conference tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. You know, where... I guess I'm calling an Uber.
The driveway belongs to Ramshaw Real Estate, but it accesses 2 parking lots, one for Vortex Property Group and the other for Ramshaw Real Estate.
That's really what has torqued me off the most, is that they just didn't care who they affected with this, you know.
Jay Ramshaw says he's been trying to get Randy Cooper with Vortex Property Group to split the cost of repairs for the driveway since 2017. Ramshaw said he asked Cooper several times to pay, but that didn't happen. So Ramshaw fixed his side of the lot and driveway, but put up a curb blocking in tenants' cars at Vortex Property Group's apartment complex.
Somehow I got drug into the middle of this when I don't even know the man. never met him, certainly don't like him now.
They say cars are overflowing onto the street because people have nowhere to park since the lot is blocked. Tenants also say emergency vehicles may have trouble getting to the backside of the building. Jim Sadler says his car is stuck in the lot.
He knows what he did out here was wrong, and I think he should be removing it immediately.
But while the two landlords are coming to an agreement, it's the tenants who say they're the ones hurt from this.
This is a moral obligation at this point. You know, there's no reason for him to be able to do that to just some random citizen just because he felt like it.
I reached out to the county and they are looking into it. Randy Cooper said the curb has caused harm to the tenants and affected them all, but didn't comment about not originally paying for repairs. Ramshaw says they have come to an agreement and that the curb will be removed. To see Ramshaw's full statement, head to our website. And the former fire of one village died this week. Carl Culkin was with the Sedoris Fire Protection District for more than 35 years and was the father of the current fire chief. The department says Culkin died Tuesday night. They say there will be a department walkthrough at his visitation on Friday. They are also planning something to honor his memory, but are still working on those details. The U of I announced today faculty and staff at all campuses will need to be fully vaccinated before the fall school year. This comes after university officials announced a few weeks ago that students will need to be immunized. Chancellor Jones says he believes this is the best way to ensure safety. But the announcement also says if you're not vaccinated, you'll have to wear a mask and do regular COVID testing. And doors to the state's unemployment offices are still closed to the public, and the governor's office says that's because of threats to employees. The office said more than 24 threats were made to offices across the state, ranging from vandalism to arson and even bomb threats. In a statement, a spokesperson for Governor Pritzker said that the state is working with the state police to figure out a plan for opening IDES doors to the public. But there is no date set in stone for that to happen. And Governor Pritzker is officially running for re-election, but he won't appear on a ballot again until next June. That's because the state pushed next year's primary race back from March until then. That's just one change Illinois made to election laws since the pandemic, also expanding access to early voting. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell spoke to Governor Pritzker about some of those changes to election laws, something that could come up on the campaign trail.
The coronavirus made parts of life more convenient. You could shop online, work from home, or vote by mail. But as more people withdrew from public spaces, many people also lost faith in public institutions. So we asked Governor Pritzker about those changes to election law in particular to see if he thought there was room to improve public confidence in our elections.
We've expanded access to the ballot box, unlike places like Georgia and Utah and Arizona and other places where they're trying to cut back on it.
Could you expand and grow confidence in the election process?
Well, I think it does grow confidence in the election process when people know that they can access the ballot box. They're not being kept away from it.
Congressman Rodney Davis is the ranking Republican on the House committee overseeing U.S. elections.
I don't see what the big deal is by requiring an ID to go vote.
People do provide ID when they're signing up to vote, when they're registering to vote. And, you know, it's reasonable that people, when they show up, they, sign to get their ballot so their signatures are matched. I think we've got a great process, but we've got to make it even more accessible.
A recent Monmouth poll found 80% of Americans support requiring photo ID to vote.
If you want to give people faith in elections, let's make sure we require people to be who they are when they walk into the polling place to vote. It's not something that's overwhelming and overburdensome to ask for.
Is there anything wrong with requiring a photo ID at the ballot box?
What we have done is make it easier for people to vote. And there are some people who aren't walking around. If you're homeless, for example, you're not necessarily walking around with an ID with you, right? An official government ID. So that's just one example of somebody that ought to be able to vote, that could be registered to vote, that simply would sign as they do when they come in to get their ballot and prove who they are.
Let's work to make sure we get them an ID. Let's make sure we work with our states to get them an ID at zero cost. We can do that.
Republican donors are courting and recruiting Congressman Rodney Davis to jump into this race for governor and challenge Governor Pritzker in 2022. Davis hasn't decided yet, sitting back and waiting to see how Democrats draw those congressional maps before he makes that decision. If he does jump in, watch for those questions about election access to become a potential campaign issue. Reporting in Springfield, Mark Maxwell.
You can watch that entire one-on-one interview with Governor Pritzker this Sunday on Capitol Connection. And Kofi Coburn was back at practice today. What he had to say about his return to the Illini. Plus, COVID took away most of last year's high school football season for many schools. Something else could cost players at one district another one. But Kevin, I mean, that haze has been a big topic of conversation today.
Smoke in the sky. Pretty wild to see it here this far south. We're going to be talking more about that when we come back. All right, 84, the official high temperature for today, which is actually pretty close to average. But yeah, the big talk has been the smoky skies. We'll explain that, show you some video we captured from our Sky 3 drone of the haze across the skyline when we come back.